Howdy YouTube, sorry about the video hiatus. Pretty much I got sick of Kdenlive and decided to write a video editor in ncurses. So like 80% of this video is like edited with my ncurses editor. So it actually will edit video on an X200S, which is kind of neat. HD video too. But anyways though, I had to film a new intro because of what happened in New Zealand. I was originally making like a ISIS training video joke because that was like the top comment on my last upload. So yeah, anyways though, I hope you enjoy the video. Peace. Okay, so let's do this quick because I've been having a lot of bad luck with the camera and stuff today. So, okay, we're gonna go and talk about my music video. So basically, I wrote some music video software a long time ago. This works in a similar method, but I kind of just cleaned it up to the point where it's like actually usable and what I would display to other people. So let's talk about some of the scripts here. First, we're gonna go to test, and we're gonna delete everything here, just because I'm gonna show you how some of the scripts operate. First thing I'm gonna do is show you pretty much the two scripts that actually convert the image to a video file. And let me just compulsively check if it's screen recording. And then the script that converts the video to images, or actually vice versa. So we're gonna take a look at the video to images script first. So here, let me open another window. And we're gonna cd to / modem video final. Okay, and from there, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take serbiastrong.mkv and we're gonna convert it to some images. So as you can tell, the first thing it does is a sanity check. So pretty much we're just gonna do video to images, and we need to display a directory name. We're gonna be using the test directory, and then from there we're gonna be need to a video file. So Serbia strong MKV and a frame rate. And since we're doing this quickly, and since yeah, we're just gonna run it at 1 frame per second, a very high FPS. So that should finish up pretty quick. So as you can see, after that, in the actual program, there is a while loop that pretty much just runs ImageMagick convert until it fails and goes through all the files in the directory. So it should say have an error message, then say echo if this is success, and then from there you should be able to have a test directory full of images. So I also wrote something called green screen. We're going to be taking a look at greenscreen.cpp first. This is the best demonstration. So greenscreen.cpp pretty much just takes in a file directory and a frame count, and then outputs to the same file directory. So the first thing it does is it loads every file in the directory based off the naming scheme that FFmpeg outputs, and it reads the files, then it removes the green, and then converts them to black and white. So let's actually see how many frames this video is. It's about 219 frames. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna run our audio script to make a quick little video. Let me cd to the right directory, C++, and then probably should use teamups or something. But anyways though, we're going to be running audio ppm, or audio to ppm.sh, and audio to ppm.sh is a pretty simple program, but essentially what it does is, I used to use someone else's GitHub project to make the WAV file into a PNG image of the right size, but it turns out this is easily done using Sox and GNUplot. Sox is kind of like this audio editing tool, command line based, but it lets you convert it to an audio.dat file, and then from there you can convert it to GNUplot. I actually first saw this solution on Stack Overflow, but I adapted his stuff into a little script. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to go back to our frame count here. So test has 220 photos, or 219. So we're going to make this image file 219 by 255. And we're going to be using a little audio from... Ooh, actually let's change green screen a tad so it actually does something interesting here. How about instead of just calling image black and white, let's go take a look at our header files here. C++ header files are nice for this one reason, otherwise they're just annoying to write. But we'll go to functions.h, and let's see here, what can we do to this to make it kind of correlate with the audio? Of course, we'll type in scan grain, and we'll do the image, and we'll do for the integer, we're going to need to load some stuff. So let's do mtvify, and we're just going to take the block of code that pretty much creates the audio map from the image, and we're just going to copy and paste that. So copy and pasting isn't plagiarism when you wrote everything, right? Anyways though, we'll copy and paste it, and now it's going to read audio ppm into an array for the audio map. And yeah, and we'll do I-1 because I starts at 1 because it's reading ppm files. Okay, add a little semicolon there, and now our green screen program's modified. We just gotta compile it by typing in g++.-greenscreen.cpp functions.h, and then /include, or not include, /o, and then we're gonna call it, what should I call it? We're gonna call it green scan screen. And just gonna compile here. Hopefully no messages, error messages, and we type in green scan screen. Should give us some syntax. File directory is gonna be .-test, and frame count is gonna be 20. I always make it 208 in case I fuck something up, but let's make it 209 to see what happens. Ooh, invalid argument, what? Steal plain. Ooh, and now we go into debugging. Fun. It's the least fun part of programming, but it's the majority of it. So why is it throwing STOI? Oh, because we're still using the frame, we're using argv1 as the frame count thing, and since mtvify takes a start frame and an end frame, we just need to set this to, I think, either 0 or 1. Let's go with 0, see what happens. Recompile. Run vim, or not vim, let's try with 208. Test 1. Oh, I forgot. There we go. And hopefully it should be doing something. And let me see if it's still screen recording. Okay, it's doing something. We should be getting some cool scan grain effects. Oh wait, we didn't update the audio. Oh, did we? Did we update the audio? I can't remember. I don't think we updated the audio. Fuck, let me check my command history really quick. We might have to rerun this. Just gotta clear the screen. Okay, we did. I don't think we ran the audio. Okay, so instead of life We're going to set it to 209 times 30, and it's simple to do in your head. You just do 209 times 3, and that's 627, add a 0. So 6 to 70, let's add 271 just in case I fucked up somewhere on one of the 4 statements. And then instead of life, music video from last time, let's make something new. Maybe we can make this on a WebM to put on GIF or something. We'll make it soft.3.wav and some little thing I made. And this should output, given a little bit of time. This thing does take a bit. Oh yeah, we're doing 1 frame per second. Damn it. Forgot about that. Okay. But either way, it doesn't take that long to run. This one should be even shorter. So we'll run it with 209, and then we should have our little audio waveform. We'll pull it up with FE really quick. Audio TPM, and then we have our little audio waveform this song. Okay, so now we just got to run green screen again. Ooh, oh, with the extra slash. And now we wait. And while we're waiting for this to run, let me just make sure it's still screen recording. So I am getting really upset about that. We're gonna turn on the laptop, and hopefully the camera isn't gonna overheat. So I'm actually gonna clip it here. Okay, so this is a 360 CD on top of a TS1200 server, and we're gonna just start it optimized for DOS games, even though we're not using DOS games. We're running the little program I wrote. But it uses PC DOS. It has all the OEM software. I'm later going to make a little review of it, and then I'm going to install Linux on it and see if I can actually use it for my C programming class. So, by the way, taking a discrete C programming, it was a mistake. I actually took an intro course, and I just took it. Okay, whatever. But anyways, though, as much as that's a waste of time, this computer's pretty cool. And, you know, maybe I'll start writing in C instead of C++, who knows. But let's take a look at the text editor, which is E, and then just type in, it's not case sensitive, so let's just type in life.bat, which is the little program here. First, we start off with @echo_off, which kind of just makes it not repeat every command into the terminal. And then we're going to have a little goto flag. I couldn't find good documentation on this, so it's just going to echo some edgy stuff like life.exe not found. Do you want to restart? Press Y, press enter for yes, and then ping 1.1 and then /W for a wait thing. It doesn't seem to always work, but hopefully it's going to work this time. It was working in the video. But anyways, though, hopefully you should be waiting a second and looping forever. So F3 close. And now we just need to type in, wow, let's get that camera to focus, life.bat. And there it is. So we'll leave that running. The hard drive makes a lot of noise. And we're going to move back to the normal video. But I pretty much just got this and a handy dandy green screen thingy from Walmart. It's just some poster board, and wrote my own little green screen effect, and that's how I got the little laptop. Okay, and now after that little clip, we got ourselves some sort of well, let me clear the screen. We got ourselves a audio.ppm file. Should look a little bit. Oh wait, no, we already got that. We got some modified test images. Let's see what they look like now. They're all grainy, and the grain is dependent on the audio. And yeah, it's kind of interesting. It's not the best effect, but for the sake of a demonstration purpose for this video, I think it'll work. So now we run our final script. Images to video, and let me get out of that directory. directory name dash test, and we can actually specify a higher frame rate. So I think it's ask for frame rate value, and then the audio, and then let me just go to same audio we used earlier, and let's just overwrite these files. It might take a minute, but it's actually going pretty fast. There's 209 frames, so or 219. And let's take a look at what we made here. I think it's recording audio. Oh, by the way, I licensed this under WTFPL. I found out it's a real license. I really like this image. Cool. But anyways, though, let's watch this video. Should be video with audio.avi. Let me put on my headphones. Anyways, though, we're gonna go to mtvify.cpp. Actually, let's go to fonts.cpp first. So pretty much it works kind of similar to my previous program. The scripts are new, but I wrote 4 new functions that are kind of interesting. Image 4 tones, like the image 2 tone image thing I used to generate that poster, if you look at one of my previous videos. And pretty much all it does is it converts the image to black and white sort of image sort of thing, and then compute, and then from there, like, there's like an image.average color tone thing, which is actually in the image class. So it just calls that to find the average value, and then it finds the average value at like 0.75, 0.5, and 0.25. And then you kind of just have like, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 4 color tones to use. And then it uses the inputs of red, blue, and green to make the color tones, the correct color tones, to come up with cool images like this. Let me go out here. So yeah, I actually did go outside. So if you look here, these are all from my hiking trip where I found out I am horribly out of shape. My height, I could hike for 1.5 hours before feeling winded. Pretty bad. It's like Bobby Hill tier. But anyways, though, there used to be more photos, but as you can tell, they're like 10 megabyte files. Even at 1366 by 768 when they're completely uncompressed. So I had to delete some because originally I was going to have 0 through 7, but it alternates through 0 through 3. So, I ran out of hard drive space. Now, let's take a look at mtvify. So got some string format stuff I don't use anymore, but I just kind of left there. Probably should have deleted it. Minimal sanity check, uses the same audio map stuff as earlier. Image ppm for the background image, and then image ppm for the laptop. Flip is for the path variable here. It gets flipped based off the audio tone here, and the audio map file is pretty much just red, and it compares the previous red audio value with the next one to determine if there's a volume change or like beats change. I think it works pretty well because it works with a lot of I guess it works with a lot of songs with beats and like different pitch changes, so that defines most music. Would not work well for stuff that's really ambient to the point where it's almost white noise. Or white noise would not work well for white noise. Pretty much just uses flip to control the values for which photo, it pulls the original file it reads off of, and you know, there's some stuff for color distortion, pretty much just randomized, and then it just calls the previous set functions depending on the flip values and based off the image audio. Like it feeds the audio volumes into each thing, like Sine Shift and Strat Shift. Okay. But anyways though, what I was doing, we'll just cut it off and start explaining it. Upshift. Okay, so pretty much this is how the function works. You define a second array or image object, which is pretty much just a vector, 2D vector list. And you want to move the vector list up, so the scan lines in the video go up, right? So what you could do is you pretty much just take the chunk that you want to copy, so you have a little for loop that grabs the x values and copies them over to the bottom of the vector list on the next one. And then you go through and copy the rest of the vector list values on the first object and then move them to the second one. And then so you have your second vector list, that 2D vector list that's just shifted upward. So then you just copy them to the original image file and you're done. And then that's how you shift it up. Now if you mirror it, instead of shifting it up and shift it sideways, you can use something like shift. And instead of shifting them all by a set value, I have them shifted by a randomized value that uses a variable called R, which is inputted into the function, which comes from the audio data. So that randomized value uses modulus, so it can either shift it between, let's say R is 200, the volume's 200 in that. It can be shifted between 0 and 200 pixels to the right, or 199. So then for Sine Shift, it kind of does the same thing, except I have some convoluted tan sine function that goes like, and for tan, because it goes like up to infinity, you have to cut it off at a certain point. So my program pretty much just does that in the Sine Shift function, and it makes some neat photos. So if you actually go to main and look at, or not main, my render directory, and you look at some of these, you get weird sort of tan, sine, shifted stuff, and if it goes beyond a certain value, it just doesn't do anything at all. It's set at 0. So that's how you get your wavy computer. So I guess that kind of sums up how my program works. I mean, if you want more details about how the loop works and things like that, you can check out my previous music video sort of thing. And now to the part that no one really cares a great deal about, because I made like washing machine music, but I'll tell you how I made washing machine music. Okay, so I first started out with, well, okay, howdy YouTube, it's 7:45 in the morning and I'm still working on this. Yay, camera battery. Really need to buy a second one so I could hot swap them. But I think also maybe a camcorder later. Shotgun microphone. I don't know, make an attachment for this. Or maybe just try to make videos that aren't 40 minutes long. Oh well. Oh god, I'm not strong, but I started off this video with trying to do tape samples. Let's see if I can pick this thing up. Oh my god, this is like the heaviest thing ever. Like, holy shit, this is like a rack server of weight. But, okay. Anyways though, I got some tape samples and using Audacity, and it turns out a lot of these punk kind of tapes you get from like $1 at, you know, a tape resale store or whatever, they're mostly actually newer punk bands. Like most of these people have like band camps and stuff. They're never really any big, but I don't know. I got I only used the 7, I guess maybe 5-second sample of a guitar chord. So anyways, they're from the I think it was the Anti-Patterns. I didn't really like most of their music though, but I think they have a Bandcamp or something. Anyways though, I wanted to make music with some sort of tracker software. So Milky Tracker actually had good documentation. It was kind of hard to find a tutorial for like AdLib Tracker. So anyways though, Victor, I think it worked well with that music video. Not quite sure I'd listen to it otherwise. But anyways though, it's the first thing I made. Hopefully it turned out okay or passable. So I guess that's about it. And actually, after spending like 12 hours rendering this video, I think like I might change some of my setup. And I'm thinking with FFmpeg, I might just entirely use like FFmpeg for, well, I guess do for my video editing in the future, but I'm gonna have to write a lot of helper scripts for that. And I was thinking about switching over to this unit here because I found a $1,500 Craigslist limo and I might want to sell my desktop for it. This unit has 16 gigs of RAM and dual Xeons for the low price of $20. But I might end up replacing it with a Libre bootable server board in the future and upgrading the RAM to 64 gigabytes. Just DDR2 RAM's cheap as, well, it's really cheap nowadays. And if I was running it in a RAM drive, because the most limiting factor on the render speed on the laptop is actually not the laptop CPU, but it's actually the hard drive, because it's loading all these like 8 megabyte files, and I can tell because my program's about as fast as FFmpeg when putting all the pictures back into a script. I mean, back into a WebM. Sorry, I'm kind of tired. But anyways though, I guess I got a new server. Thing is though, this thing sounds like a jet engine, so I don't know, I might not swap it out with another server board. And if anyone actually finished watching this video, I'm impressed. And could you answer, would you be upset if I cut holes in this and put proper fans in? If I make this my new video editing rig because of one thing. Let me just power this sucker on. Where is it? There we go. And press it. Holy fuck! But yeah, have a good one. Sorry for the video delay. Hopefully this longer than normal video will compensate for that. I also wrote some blog software, which I might make a video on soon after I finish that. And I should have a website back up, not like a Chan website, but just something to host kind of smaller projects and things like that don't really require a video. But anyways though, have a good one, and peace.